3 out of the 4 plants over there you may not have seen. That's embarrassing. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name's Jacqueline. I'm really glad you decided to spend some time here. I talk about houseplants and mostly Hoyas, so if that's your thing, subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads on my channel. I need to establish something first, and that is that this is a judgment-free zone. I have an embarrassing amount of Hoyas to fill you in on. So we're just gonna kind of rapid fire before I overthink it and don't upload this video out of sheer shame. I honestly can't really remember where I left off in showing you guys my Hoyas, so if any of these are repeats, I apologize, but I'm gonna do my best. Might as well just start on one side of the room and work our way around. This is Hoya Lauterbachii that I got from Logi's. And I'm trying to get it to focus on the leaves and not my face because I cannot do B-roll for this many plants today. I don't have the bandwidth for that. This is the most incredible, like absolutely the most expensive velvet. That's what this feels like. It's wonderful. I have cut this plant the first time as an experiment, and that ended up right here back in the pot. And then once I realized I could root it, I cut it again so that I can share it. This plant has the most incredible blooms. It's not something that's easy to bloom, but should it ever happen, it will be the largest, like I'm talking like palm-sized cups for blooms. Maybe I can insert a picture. It is not my picture, but I can credit, I think it's Unsolicited Plant Talks picture. Anyway, Hoya Lauterbachii, fuzzy Hoya, big old flowers, really excited to have it. This is Hoya Ann, or Hoya CV cultivar Ann. I can't remember what the cross is of this. This was my first plant purchase from Plant Haven, Toronto. If you are not familiar with them, they are a Canada-based plant shop, and they last year started shipping to the US as well. And they do a great job. I've had wonderful experiences with them, for the record, not sponsored. They don't know who I am, but bought these plants with my own money and they turned out great. This Hoya Ann really just kept growing from the growth point that it already had when it arrived. It didn't have any dieback, it didn't lose any leaves, and it has put off these gorgeous 4 leaves for me, and it's working on another one. I love this plant. I wish it were multiple vines just so I could feel like I could cut it, but because it's got so many potential new leaves up there, I don't want to mess with it yet. So I'm loving this plant. I do think actually one of my fellow Hoya heads has a baby of this available at the shop that I just talked about, where my Hoyas are available too. Not these ones, but Hoyas that I've propagated from my collection and are growing and looking for a new home. If you missed that video, I'll link it over here. You can go support me and other local Columbus women. There are many, many brands represented in that shop and all sorts of cool things. So go check it out. If you're in the area, highly recommend. And it came to me with these leaves underneath my hand right now. These 4 up here grew in my care. And then these ones down here is what it arrived with. This one in particular, I just love this leaf. But the ones it's been doing for me are pretty good too, if I do say so myself. They're gorgeous. Like, really? How could you not? How could you not? I think what really sold me on this plant was seeing it on Nick Pileggi's channel. 3 out of the 4 plants over there you may not have seen. That's embarrassing. This is Hoya Ache Bogar, which I don't know if there should be an SP in there somewhere, but that is how I received it. This is from Steve's Leaves. This plant is incredible. Absolutely incredible. These are the 2 leaves it's put off in my care. I think it got too close to a light or something with that one, but this one is more pretty. I did chop one of the vines because I think it was broken in transit and put it back in there, and it did root. And that one's putting out a little baby leaf now, I think. But this plant is beautiful. I love veiny Hoyas. The veins on this one don't really look like any of my other plants. It's a more subtle veining. It's not as colorful, it's more of like a texture thing. I'm having difficulty finding the words I want to describe it, but it's just very intricate, almost more of a lace-like veining. I don't know, but it also has a gorgeous purple mid-vein, like a Clemenciorum. So I love that. It is growing well for me, so hopefully I can propagate that at some point. I don't know how to say this one. When it starts with a P, H, a U, and a W, I'm screwed. I'm sorry. Puaensis? I don't know. It looks like Hoya Rangsan and Hoya caudata Sumatra had a baby, because it's like thick and cardboardy, but also fuzzy and speckly. And someone I follow on Instagram recently posted their plant of this and said that it doesn't grow very many leaves, but it's really keen on flowering. So hopefully this plant will put off a peduncle and we will have the same luck, because it's a pretty plant, but I would love to see the bloom. That would be very exciting. I think it looks a little bit like the caudata bloom, but not as fuzzy. We'll see. Okay, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think I already showed you this one. This one is Hoya, I think it's supposed to be Finlaysonii Perak Malaysia, but I could be mistaken. It could just be Perak Malaysia. That's what it was sold to me as. But these leaves are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. They look nothing like the leaf it gave me, right? Like, this is dark and beautiful and fuzzy, and these are not fuzzy at all, and they're lime green and they're veiny. So I don't know. We'll see what the future leaves look like. It was working on one right here, but it yellowed recently, so we'll see. That's the only new leaf it's put off for me successfully, so we'll see what the future leaves look like. But I love a fuzzy Hoya. That is something I discovered in the last year. I did not really have very many before that, but now we do. These plants were my second purchase from Plant Haven Toronto, and I think I got them back in November or December. These ones have been acclimating for a little bit longer. They lost their growth points, but that's okay. I don't mind having a couple of smaller Hoyas, but this is Hoya erythrina with the veins. She's pretty. And this is Hoya Hanie Pink. And the pink refers to what the bloom color should look like, but I just loved the texture on the leaves. It's so beautiful. I got a little baby Hoya Sarawak. Hoya rotundiflora. Hoya fungii. This is Hoya Matilde Splash. Getting some gorgeously splashy leaves on this vine. This vine is still working on finding the splashy genes. Hoya crassipetiolata, non-splashy version. Hoya irena. Hoya carnosa compacta regalis, or outer variegated. This is a Hoya UT073. Hoya sunrise. Hoya Rangsan. Hoya lacunosa snowcaps. Hoya areostema chocolate flower. Another fuzzy one. Hoya clandestina. Hoya Jasper Blink, Hoya Acuta, classic, Hoya Fitchii, Hoya Caudata Sumatra, Hoya Finlaysonii Chicken Farm, got some new growth, Hoya Onychoides, Hoya Patcherwalai, formerly Icensis, Hoya butleriana, Hoya incrustata Eclipse, Hoya croniana Super Silver. This is Hoya Nuna, which is Hoya huschkeliana crossed with David Cumingia, or David Cumingii. And she's got a dunk. And believe it or not, there's actually some I didn't show you because they're either, I'm not sure if they're gonna make it yet or they're too small to be worth mentioning at this point, and we'll talk about them later. But thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like. I really appreciate when you stay till the end. You get an extra special thank you. It means so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. What was your latest Hoya purchase? Tell us all the details down below. I hope, well, we already said that. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye.